To start.
Hit start.
Okay.
That's all you have to do on that. Don't tap it again.
Okay.
Just go over here and tap that. And hit the red button.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, go. Coming to you from the inner sanctum of the Big Blue House in the middle of nowhere. This is Paranormal Adventures with your host Sean and my beautiful wife.
Crystal.
Took you a second. Hi, Chris.
Hi.
So, I think we got a pretty interesting one today.
Yeah, we're gonna
We're talking about you.
Mm.
I'm joking.
I don't want to do a hand gesture that would be inappropriate.
Okay.
Anyway, we're doing this episode over the Irish and Scottish folklore over the Banshee. Yes, that's kind of like the spirit that wails and it's like, ooh. It's supposed to kind of be like a messenger of death. Really, from stuff I was reading, the Banshee doesn't really hurt you, but she appears as a warning, or sometimes if someone is about to die, or someone in your family, she'll show up and she'll wail, and there's a lot of descriptions on her too. Some say young with long hair, some say an old crone looking woman.
I've always heard of her being an old woman.
It's not, which I can read some more on that too, but
yeah.
Well, you want me to go ahead and start?
You can go ahead.
Okay, while you're... So, it's an Irish folklore, although what I pulled up on Wikipedia, they have a similar version of the Banshee in Scotland as well, but they're kind of similar. Just the countries are kind of similar, but backgrounds and folklore. An Irish folklore, a Banshee, Banshee. I think that's the Irish Gaelic I'm trying to speak, but I don't know if I'm doing that right. Banshee is a female spirit whose wailing or screaming warns of an impending death. She is often described as a woman with long flowing hair, sometimes young and beautiful, other times old and haggard, and her cries are said to be unearthly. While her wail is a harbinger of death, the Banshee herself does not cause death. She is more a mournful presence, a warning rather than an executioner. And it says key aspects of the Banshee in Irish folklore. The primary role of the Banshee is to forewarn of a death in a specific family, often one of Gaelic noble descent. Banshees can appear in various forms, including as a young woman and an old woman, or even a washerwoman. And that the washerwoman is one of the legends in Scotland. Washing blood-stained clothes. That's pretty creepy. Wailing and keening. The Banshee's most distinctive feature is her mournful cry, a wail or a shriek that is said to be both beautiful and terrifying at the same time. So it's like, woo, woo. So
this here says the definition: a banshee is a supernatural being from Celtic folklore that takes the form of a shrieking or sometimes singing woman, often associated with particular families. Banshees warn of an impending death of someone in the household.
Yeah. And then it says, not a malevolent spirit. While her presence is associated with death, it almost makes me think of like the death, like what do they call them, the Grim Reaper?
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking about last night.
But she
kind of reminds me of an Irish version of the Grim Reaper.
Yeah, because she's not. It says while her presence is associated with death, the Banshee is not considered evil or malicious. She is a mournful figure, a warning rather than a cause of death. The Banshee legend may have evolved from the Irish custom of keening, and this is where women would lament at funerals. Lament, I guess, yeah, at funerals. Modern interpretations in modern storytelling and media, the banshee often appears as a symbol of Irish identity and mythology. The banshee's role in Irish folklore is complex, encompassing both the fear of death and a connection to family lineage and ancestral traditions.
So we were watching that show, Destination Truth. I know.
Yeah, it was really good.
It's not been out in a while, but Josh Gates, he's done some other shows since then. But they went to Ireland in search of a banshee,
Yeah.
and they were in the castle where it was said one was seen.
That was a very awesome castle.
And
that was cool.
They came across this comb, and one of the guys that was with them was from Ireland and stuff. They came across this comb. He goes, "No, stop! Do not touch it. Do not pick it up."
Yeah.
Because the theory is that the banshee left that, and whoever picks it up is the one who's gonna die.
Yeah, and because she'll comb her hair, there's been depictions of her combing long hair and then wailing. So yeah, I can see him saying, "Don't touch it or pick it up." And it was a cool castle, like it was abandoned, years long abandoned, and there's just like ruins of it. And it was kind of neat because they had all these acres, and it was like those old stones, like walled in gardens, and then there was like this dark, deep forest that was all like surrounding the property.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, like it is the perfect setting for a banshee. Like, and they were seeing her shadow up in that tall tower too. Like they caught a glimpse of that somebody up there. And what is it? They got the wailing. There was like a kind of wailing
They
when
did
they were
hear
outside.
a wailing sound,
and you could distinctly hear it. Like it was.
Before they went to that castle, there was another area close to the ocean where they heard the wailing, but they were scanning the shoreline and actually saw a figure out on the, looked like it was out on the ocean. And when they panned past it, they saw it. Then when they panned back, it was no longer there.
It was gone. Yeah.
So
it was creepy. Yeah, that was a good show. I like the Destination Truth. Those are neat. And I was like having to find it because I was trying to find something on the Banshee besides just looking up all the information, and it came across that one. It's like season 4 and episode 8. So, and it's really neat. They actually went over to Ireland on St. Patrick's Day. They thought that was like really kind of cool and fitting. So that's when they decided to get over there and do the broadcasting on St. Patrick's Day. But it was really neat, and they like went through like the different times, like 2:00 in the morning, 3:30 in the morning, like all the recording they were doing. I have a Dealey dog.
You're running into stuff.
Hey, Dealey.
But yeah, some of the images I've seen, the drawings or sketches of what I've seen, they've been kind of a darker figure. Kind of reminds me of the Grim Reaper. Like they're not. But then from some of the shows and stuff we've watched, they look more, a lighter colored, shadowy figure.
And this is kind of like a little movie trivia thing here. But if anybody watched X-Men First Class, and this is when they go back way back when Charles wasn't in the wheelchair and he was young. They were all young and forming their team. They get a kid, and he could actually fly. And of course, they make his costume where he could fly too. But he could wail, and that's what his name was on X-Men First Class, was Banshee. And the reason why is because he could scream and shriek so loud it would like break things. That was like his mutant power. So, but anyway, just a little movie thing.
This is interesting.
What?
The English word banshee is derived from the Irish being sedate, which, according to historian Peter Breshford Ellis, translates literally to "woman of the hills."
That's kind of neat.
In modern usage, however, being sedate has come to mean "woman of the fairies."
Yeah, I
So
saw
she's
some.
kind of a fairy.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Of course,
The Fae folk.
it, in Ireland, the Fae are a really big thing.
Yeah,
You
and
know.
they're tall and slender. A lot of the Fae are.
And
Yeah.
you'll see like rings of mushrooms or whatever. They're
Yeah.
considered fairy rings. In Ireland, there's roads that were diverted around fairy rings, so they wouldn't disturb the Fae folk.
Yeah. There's supposed to be all kinds of legends of the Fae that, if you see things like that, they're basically in another dimension. They go through like invisible portals, and so like they could bring like a human through that portal to the Fae world.
Yeah.
In the usually in dark forests like that, there's like,
We've got a daily look like that.
anyway, I've heard about that, like little portals that they go through. And I got Banshee pulled up on Wikipedia, so we might have covered some of this already, but I'll go ahead and read some of it too. A Banshee, modern Irish, that same thing, the Banshee or whatever that you read, the old Irish Gaelic, from Old Irish, woman of the fairy mound, or fairy woman, is a female spirit in Irish folklore who heralds the death of a family member, usually by screaming, wailing, shrieking, or keening. Her name is connected to the mythology. Oh, the mythologically important tumuli or mounds that dot the Irish countryside, which are known as sedate. That's what you read, sedate in Old Irish.
You know, if I hear a ghostly woman screaming or wailing, it's probably going to kill me too, because I'm probably going to have a heart attack. It's going to freak me out. It's like, what the crap is that?
Oh my goodness.
I almost had a heart attack when I heard that Bigfoot that one time.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Oh, we do trunk or treat at your Joy Fire Station. I'm gonna dress up like a banshee.
You don't have to dress up for that.
Turkey butt. There's a drawing. Some of these I might put on our Facebook page.
Yeah, she looks creepy in the drawing.
Yeah, that is really creepy. And this is the Bunworth Banshee. Fairy legend and traditions of the south of Ireland by Thomas Crofton Croker, 1825. This is actually really neat. So if I can snag that picture, I'll put it on our Facebook page, which is Paranormal Adventures with Sean and Crystal.
Yeah.
I was gonna go to the description now. I seriously do want to dress up like that, though. Maybe you can dress up like Bigfoot.
Nah.
A Bigfoot with a handlebar mustache.
I'm too good looking to be a Bigfoot. I might smell like one, but I don't look like one.
Sometimes she has long, streaming hair, which she may be seen combing, with some legends specifying she can only keen while combing her hair. She wears a gray cloak over a green dress, and her eyes are red from continual weeping. She may be dressed in white, with red hair and a ghastly complexion, according to a first-hand account by Anne, Lady Fonshaw, in her memoirs, Lady Wilde. In her books provides others.
So we've used the word keening a lot, and I
Yeah.
didn't know what it meant. What the actual term keening meant.
Isn't it kind of a
So
mournful singing?
I'm pulling it up. I got pulled up, yo. And so keening, for those of you like me that don't know what it means, is the action of wailing in grief for a dead person. Uh, Prolonged and high pitched. Don't let her lick the mics.
Oh, sorry, Dealey. Here.
Prolonged or high pitched, typically in a way that expresses grief or sorrow. Now they're gonna hear a dog licking the mic.
Sorry about that, guys.
So anyway,
So you want me to go on with some of this
Sure.
physical? It says the size of the banshee is another physical feature that differs between regional accounts. Though some accounts of her standing unnaturally tall are recorded, the majority of tales that describe her height state the banshee's stature as short, anywhere between 1 foot and 4 feet. Huh?
that's not very tall.
No. Her exceptional shortness often goes alongside the description of her as an old woman, though it may also be intended to emphasize her state as a fairy creature.
So say like my great grandmother, she would have been taller than she was, but she's kind of stooped.
Yeah.
You know, she lived in a time where they had the wash tubs
Yeah.
and she was always
Bent over, yeah.
stooping over all the time, so she was stooped. So that makes me think the banshee, similar description, she would be taller than what she is, but she's stooped over. In the picture that's showing, she's wearing kind of a large cloak.
Yeah, like they were saying, a gray cloak and green dress has been a lot of descriptions of that. Sometimes the banshee assumes the form of some sweet singing virgin of the family who died young and has been given the mission by the invisible powers to become the harbinger of coming doom to her mortal kindred. Or she may be seen at night as a shrouded woman crouched beneath the trees, lamenting with a veiled face, or flying past in the moonlight, crying bitterly, and the cry of this spirit is mournful beyond all other sounds on earth, and betokens certain death to some member of the family whenever it is heard in the silence of the night. How interesting, huh?
Yeah.
Let's see, keening. In Ireland and parts of Scotland, a traditional part of the mourning is keening. Women, it says beyond shount.
I won't worry about that word.
Yeah, it's Gaelic. It's Irish Gaelic. Who wails a lament in Irish, weeping, pronounced, I can't even do that, in Irish dialects of Munster, in southern County Galway, in Connacht, except South Galway, and particularly West Ulster, and particularly in the traditional dialects of North and East Ulster, including County Louth.
You chose a really hard paragraph.
Yeah, I know.
Them were words.
I
them
know.
were hard words.
Let's see. This keening woman may in some cases be a professional, and the best keeners would be in high demand. Irish legend.
So the keeners were kind of paid mourners.
I guess so.
That's what it sounds like.
Um, it says Irish legend speaks of a lament being sung by a fairy woman or banshee. She would sing it when a family member died or was about to die, even if the person had died far away and news of their death had not yet come. In those cases, her wailing would be the first warning the household had of the death. The banshee is also a predictor of death. If someone is about to enter a situation where it is unlikely they will come out alive, she will warn people by screaming or wailing, giving rise to a banshee, also being known as a wailing woman. The banshee was also associated with the death coach, being said to either summon it with her keening or to travel in tandem with it. So they're talking about like a coach too, like an old coach, like a stagecoach type of thing or something. It says when several banshees appear at once, I know the one probably scary enough. But it says when several banshees appear at once, it indicates the death of someone great or holy. The tale sometimes recounted that the woman, though called a fairy, was a ghost, often of a specific murdered woman or a mother who died in childbirth. In some parts of Leinster, she is referred to as Beyond Shinate, keening woman, whose wail can be so piercing that it shatters glass. In Scottish folklore, a similar creature is known as the Beyond Nye, or I can't say that. Little washerwoman, basically, in Scottish.
See, like I said, been over washing.
Yeah, little washerwoman. Or, it says little washer of the ford. No, little washer at the ford. And is seen washing the blood-stained clothes of armor of those who are about to die. In Welsh folklore, there's Welsh in my family. Um, in Welsh folklore, a similar creature is known as the Sahiraeth. Sahiraeth. I can speak Welsh a little bit. I was pulling that up for a while.
No,
I was trying to learn how to do Welsh. In fact, one of my tattoos is Welsh. Is Hireth. Um. Anyway, it accounts reach as far back as 1380s to the publication of the Catherine. Let's see, Thord Hill. Hey. Triumphs of Torlo by Sean McCraith.
Named by me.
He spells his name like you. Sean McCraith. Mentions of banshees can also be found in Norman literature of that time. So that's kind of interesting. So it's pretty much like Ireland, Scotland, and Wales, because Wales is Welsh. For those that didn't know. I did a lot of ancestry that traced mine back to Wales and some Irish too, and that. But let's see. This is some stuff on associated families I could read on that if you want me to.
It's up to you, Boo. We've only been going for 23 minutes.
Associated families. Some sources suggest that the banshee laments only the descendants of the pure Milesian stock of Ireland, with the original belief appearing to associate the folklore with a number of ancient Irish families.
So you have to be purebred Irish to.
Yeah, you gotta be, yeah. With the original belief appearing to associate the folklore with a number of ancient Irish families, according to this tradition, a banshee would not lament or visit someone of Saxon or Norman descent.
Well, we ain't ever gonna see one.
Or who came to Ireland later. Most but not all surnames associated with banshees have the It has like an O with a little thing over the O.
You know, it'd be like O'Reilly or
Yeah.
what,
Or Mac prefix. That is
like
surnames of,
McDonough.
yeah, like McDonough. Um, that is surnames of Goldilic or origin, indicating a family native to the insular Celtic lands rather than those of Norse, Anglo-Saxon, or Norman. There are some exceptions to this lore, including that a banshee may lament a person who had been gifted with music and song. For example, there are accounts of the Geraldines hearing a banshee, as they had reputedly become more Irish than the Irish themselves.
So we might have a chant because we both like music, but
Yeah.
we're not like instrumentally capable of doing anything.
Yeah. Um, and that the Bunworth Banshee, associated with the Reverend Charles Bunworth, a name of Anglo-Saxon origin, heralded the death of an Irish person who had been a patron of musicians. So,
Well, we're still screwed. We can't play music.
it says, according to tradition, some families have had their own banshee. With the,
How do you get your own banshee?
I don't know. I'm trying. It says with the Uabrian banshee named Abel, Aibell, being the ruler of 25 other banshees who would always be at her attendance. What? He's got to look it up. It's pretty interesting, though.
Okay, here we go. How to get your own banshee.
How to get your own banshee?
Yes, how to get your own banshee. Number one, join a clan. If you don't have a clan, you can start your own or join one that has banshees blueprints research.
Here, watch what's saying about the clan.
It ain't that kind of clan. We go over to Ireland. We start our own clan.
An Irish clan.
Yes.
Okay.
Visit the Tino Lab. Go to your clan dojo and buy a Banshee blueprint from Tino Lab. It sounds like it's coming from a game. Craft the Banshee. Once you have the blueprints, you can craft a Banshee in your ship's foundry. Use the blueprints. The blueprints are used to replicate the Banshee part of Tino Lab for the Banshee toy at Disney's. Really? This is coming from Disney. That stinks.
You were getting all
I was
excited
excited.
for a little bit, trying to get your own Banshee.
How to get a... This is coming from a game.
Oh my.
We almost had a Banshee.
Crazy.
Anyway, I don't guess we can get our own Banshee.
I guess not.
I'm disappointed.
They sound pretty cool. Like, in that Destination Truth, they found some pretty amazing evidence that they're like, pretty much at the end they were concluding that something was going on that was most likely Banshee related.
The guy, the Irish guy, he was saying that it could sound similar. It had owl sounding properties.
Yeah.
Sound kind of owlish, but
it didn't sound like any owl I've ever heard.
Anyway.
But anyway, it was pretty neat. Like I said, that was Destination Truth, Season 4, Episode 8.
Yeah.
So, but that was pretty neat. And if you just like to see that kind of countryside, it's so pretty over there. So they showed like a good bit of Ireland and then out where that castle is. And that in itself was really amazing because it was just such an old historical part of that country. and I would have loved to explored it. Maybe not at night like they were doing, but I would have loved to have seen it like in person because it's really pretty out there.
Yeah.
And those walled gardens were just like amazing to me.
So,
So,
uh, I've got a double hitter of a episode that I kind of thought we could do because neither one of them I don't think would be very long.
okay.
Like this one, we've gone 30 minutes, which is okay time, but
But we're still going, so.
anyway, here's my thoughts for the next episode.
Yeah.
Since we're talked about banshees, let's talk about sirens. The sirens.
So like the sirens are like they were like some of the mermaids too, right?
Yes.
The siren of Circe.
Something like that. Bless you.
Not Circe, Arkansas either, by the way. When I say siren of Circe.
But that and
Yeah.
something completely different from banshees and sirens.
Yeah.
The dinosaurs of Papua New Guinea.
Huh, I've never heard of that.
There's been sightings,
Really?
yes, of dinosaurs in Papua New Guinea.
Huh. Okay, well that sounds like it's going to be a good episode.
Yeah.
So,
So sirens and Papua New Guinea dinosaurs.
okay, so kind of like do them both, like talk
Yeah.
about them both.
We'll do both of them in one
Okay.
episode.
We'll have to get on
Yeah.
that, do some research, check out some
Boom,
documentaries.
chicka,
So.
wow, wow. Brown chicken, brown cow. You're weird.
I hope y'all are having a really terrific Sunday and hope y'all enjoyed the information on the Banshee, which is pretty neat.
I've enjoyed it.
Yeah. It is interesting. I don't think I'd ever want to see one in person, but
No. So, if you get a chance, go to YouTube and look up Supernatural Roundtable. That's our buddies Craig and Richard. That's the
Yes.
show that the three of us started, but I kind of like, hey, y'all can take over. I
Yeah.
got other projects going.
yeah.
Then another show. She does it on TikTok and them that and Discord and them things. It's best show.
Oh, okay.
Angel Green Eyes something. I'll have to look it up.
Okay.
They shouted out on their last episode, which the Supernatural Roundtable did an episode on Bigfoot, and they're continuing with a second part. They're going to talk about the Falk Monster legend
Oh,
and all
cool. Yeah,
that.
we've been down to Falk. That's a
And,
really neat place.
Then I've kind of started a little project. If y'all want to join, start watching my show on YouTube, which is called Me, Myself, and Flint.
Yeah.
It's kind of
It helps men that are dealing with different stuff like depression and anger issues, just stuff that men go through.
I've got an episode on anger, and my first episode was depression, my second episode was anger. And it's kind of more of a biblically based show. So if y'all are interested in that, come join me on that.
And I think, are you wanting me to sit in with you Monday on patience?
I think we're
spousal patience.
I think we're gonna do some stuff on spousal things, and I think you're gonna join me Monday.
Okay.
Which I'm gonna try to put.
Whatever I can do to help.
I think I'm gonna try to put that show out on Mondays.
Yeah.
So
he's done really good with that so far, y'all. You can also check out his page on Facebook, and that's Me, Myself, and Flint. He's got a page for it as well as
Yes.
the show he's putting up videotaping. And he's got a couple episodes out right now, so y'all check it out. Especially if you're a guy or you're going through issues that he talks about a lot of stuff like that. And like he said, I might sit in with him tomorrow, just talking about some spousal stuff too. Patience, understanding, and relationships.
communication.
Because That's a
I
big,
think I want to do it over spousal communication.
that sounds good to me. Well, I'll be glad to help you.
So,
So, and like he said, check out the Supernatural Roundtable too. They've got a lot of great episodes out, and they just, like he said, they just did Bigfoot, and they're about to go over Falk, so it's gonna be some interesting stuff. And then we are doing, what'd you say, the
Sirens and Dinosaurs of Papua New Guinea.
Dinosaurs of Papua New Guinea.
And the friend of ours is doing the mental health stuff. It's kind of a combination of paranormal, mental health, women's mental health.
Oh, okay.
Her name is Angel Green Eyes 86 and can be found on TikTok, Twitch, and Instagram.
Okay.
So.
And I've been hashing around. I used to do a podcast, but I only did about 7 or 8 episodes called The Pink Lady Speaks Her Mind. And if I've got the time and I can get to a place maybe this fall where I can sit down and do some videotaping, I'm going to get the Pink Lady Speaks Her Mind going again. And it's going to be kind of like what he's doing, only this is going to be for women. Just everyday health issues, mental issues, emotional stuff, being a wife, being a mom, just all of this stuff that women go through, perimenopause. I mean, just
so
whatever.
What's she saying? She's trying to make women better for men.
And I guess so. Aren't you trying to make men better for women too?
I'm trying to make men better.
But yeah, so just stay tuned, and I might have some of the Pink Lady Speaks Her Mind coming pretty soon too. So
anyway, well, I've had fun.
Me too.
Push. Ow, you broke my knuckles. Anyway, y'all have a good evening, and we will talk to you later.
Definitely. See you later.
Bye. I need you to type in that. Put in Banshees. Episode 21. Why did you put episode 21 first?
Oh, I'll put it on there. You done made me spell it wrong.
If you would listen to me.